Alright guys, so while we're waiting for one more joint for the front 3-link, I'm going to begin on the rear 4-link on the Jeep. And to do that, I'm going to have to build some of these flex joints. Now these are the joints that Iron Rock uses in some of their Rock Link kits, which is actually the kit we're putting on this Jeep. And essentially, this is the joint we'll be building. This side will go on one side of the Jeep, and then the other mounting side will have the rubber bushings. This just allows for better flex, better articulation, and everything like that. So since you're going to have to build a bunch of these if you put this lift on, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do it. So the kit comes with one of these, basically a housing for the joint, then everything you're going to need to put the joint together. Super simple. There's really only a couple main pieces, and then the hardware to install it. You're also going to need some all-purpose grease just to make everything fit right, not mess anything up, and get everything set up right before you grease it. They do come with grease fittings, and you'll have to grease it once it's on the Jeep. But you're going to want to go ahead and apply like a thin coat of grease to this before you put it on the Jeep. So the easiest way basically I figured out how to do this is starting with installing the races in this. And as you guys can see, there's a little lip inside of there that these are going to seat on. So I'm going to go ahead and push one of these on. They are pretty much just like a tight fit, so you'll be able to push it in. You won't need to press it in or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and push this in, and then I'll get back to you guys. So as you can see, I went ahead and got that side pressed in. So now what you're going to want to do is take a thin coat of grease and just go around all of the mating surfaces inside of this joint. You're also going to want to cover the center section in the other race. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera since it's super hard to do with one hand. And I'll catch back up with you guys once that's done. Now that everything's greased and ready to go, you're gonna head and get one of these like outside washer type things and put 2 of the bolts through it. This is gonna allow you to thread it up through those holes there, and then make sure that this lines up with it when you put the other side in. That way everything's good to be tightened down and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead, pop that in the back side, get these bolts to stick through so we can line up the other race on this on this joint. Now that we have the other race inside, you guys can see what those bolts did, and they just lined up the other side, so we can put all the rest of the bolts through and then screw the nuts on the back side and torque those all down to spec. So I'm going to go ahead and put all those other ones through. We'll go ahead and put the nuts on there, the other washer plate, and we'll get everything ready to torque down. Alright, so both sides of the hardware are in. Now these are going to be torqued down to 70 inch-pounds, not foot-pounds, inch-pounds. And you're going to go in a star pattern just like you would on the lug nuts to make sure everything just sits down correctly. You're going to go to 70, and then you're going to, once all of them are at 70, go up to 85 on them. Then you'll be done with this joint. You'll just have to install the little grease fitting, and you're good to go. Then you just have to do the rest of them for the rest of the control arms, and you're good to install them. Super simple. So let's go ahead and torque down all of these bolts. Once the other 3 of these are done, we'll be good to go ahead and install 4-link cross member, the bracket for the top of the diff, and then all the 4-link control arms, all the shocks, coils, all that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead, finish these up, and we'll go ahead and start installing the lift.